Hello. Good morning for a few more minutes, right? And then it's not morning anymore. Hello. We're just waiting for everyone to get here. Welcome, welcome. And you'll turn your cameras on and you will make sure your mic works so you can unmute and say hi. And you can find the chat. You can do all those fun things. It's so nice to see so many new faces. I love the first day. It's the best. And I get to see most of you, I think, for all 16 weeks, right? 8 weeks of 256 and 8 weeks of 257. It's actually really 7 weeks of 257 because of spring break. Yikes. We have a full house. We have like 25 people, so we should have a lot coming. Is it Elena or Alana? Is that right in the chat? Am I saying it right? Oh, good. Okay. Elena found her chat. Did anyone have a class right before this too? They had to get out of and then come here. Okay, so we have Emma, Jessica, Hannah, Alyssa, Karina. Is it Vanessa? Yes, Vanessa, Tyler. Is it Brianna or is it Brianna? I don't want to mess it up. And Elena and Kelsey and Amanda so far. I'm so excited. Have you guys heard good things, bad things, weird things about our class? Or about me specifically? Those are usually the weird things, right? Anyone heard it's a lot of work? Yeah, that rumor's out there. Yeah, I suspected. Anyone here, it was terribly, terribly hard? I don't think it's terribly, terribly hard, but I am the teacher, so I don't think it's easy, right? Hello, hello. We have a couple more minutes. We have Sydney now and McKenna. If you guys want to check your mics and make sure they work, you totally can.
Hello.
Hello, that was Sydney, right?
Yes.
Alyssa, I love your dog.
I just moved into a place, so like I don't have any furniture. Like today I moved in, so he's a little obnoxious, sorry.
He's like, what's going on? If this is the only couch, this is where I'm sitting.
Sitting on his bed, so I have some cushion. So he's like, what are you doing?
That's hilarious.
If I have to pull away, it's because of the internet guy. He's late.
Of course he is, right?
I know.
What did they tell you? Like 8 to noon, and then he's not even going to be here till after 2 or
They
something?
said 10 to 12, and he's not even here yet.
Yeah, I don't know why they even pretend that they're going to be there during the window. Never happens. Animals are obsessed with coming on your meetings anyway. So if you do not hear my cats knock on the door, it will be a miracle.
Oh, look.
They can't decide if they want to be in, if they want to be out. Okay, I have 2 Bethel Mendozas in here, like you're here twice. I don't know if you need to exit one of your things, just so you know. Or if one of them's really not there, because sometimes that happens. Welcome, welcome. All right, it's going to take us a couple minutes with our tech issues, but while we're waiting, you can turn your cameras on, mute and unmute, type in the chat. You can ask me any questions while we're waiting. Whatever you got going on while we're getting everybody else going. Hi, Kelsey, good to see you. Hi, Tristan. It's so much easier once I know everybody's name. Okay, now we have 2 Hannahs. Hannah that's here. Which Hannah are you?
I am the low one, like the hardware store.
Oh, I have 2 Hannahs here even. Sorry, I didn't even look at Hannah Low, which is funny because you're low on my screen. And then Hannah, you must be Hannah Miles. Okay,
Yeah.
that's so funny. Okay, Hannah Low and Hannah Miles. Okay, I got you both now. Wow, I'm quick. It's the first day. The teacher ed class is always the best because everybody actually comes to class. And everybody's usually on time and compliant. It's a nice gig. It's like teaching honor students, right? Honor students are kind of the same thing. Hi, Bree. All right, we'll get started in a couple minutes. We're missing 1, 2, 3 people, but they're probably on their way. You know, it's hard to find our building. I'm hilarious today. I know. Thank you for the smile, Emma. I appreciate you. Tyler's like, can't even do that. Can't give you the smile for that one. That's a no go.
I've been at work since 4 o'clock this morning. So my
Nice. Where do you work?
I'm a barista at Dutch Bros.
Oh, that sounds exhausting, first of all.
So I work 4 to 11 or 4:45 to 11, and then I get home, eat, and then I jump on here. So it's gonna be a weird balance for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, you better bring it home a Dutch and drink it on your way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and my coffee maker in the background too. So if I get up, it's not because I'm falling asleep, it's because I need to get more caffeine.
No, you're totally fine. Well, that sounds fun. And I'm sure everybody will be going to Dutch at some point, right? Because that's a thing. Who loves it? Raise your hand if you love it.
I'm
Okay,
Starbucks. I prefer Starbucks.
That's
Oh,
okay.
that's
We
okay.
had this
Yeah.
talk before.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
okay. Here, you want to hear about your teacher? I don't drink any of it. So there you go. I drink water. I'm very exciting. I drink water and literally that's it.
It's better for you anyways.
Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't like coffee. So, and I
That's
gave up
good. You don't-
soda.
That's
I
good. You don't
used-
have to be a problem addictive like me. So that's real good.
Well, I used to drink soda and I gave up soda about probably a year now. I haven't had any. So literally I just drink water. The good news is it's free. I mean, I pay my water bill, but that's it. So I seem to have more money laying around since I don't drink soda, which is good. All right. So welcome to Math 256. I don't know if you're excited to be here, but I am very excited to be here. I love this class. I love the first day of school. I love all things learning. So yeah, that's why I am in the job that I'm in. I can't say that I love live online, but I do like it better than online for this class for sure. This class online, I teach it, but I'm not sure that it's the best format, right? So welcome. We are here to get so much math done in such a short time. And you guys better have your game faces on because the race begins now, right? Like, and it don't end until spring break. And then you have a week break and then we start again. It's a lot to do. Yeah. It's not the class that you can be like, maybe I should look at my math today. It's the class that, oh my gosh, if I don't look at my math today, I'm going to be so far behind. Yeah. Bree, what were you clicking on? Let me look it up.
I'm going to 256 and then it's like you pointing to, oh my gosh.
Class time? Hold on, I'll
Class
just tell you the
time.
pass. Are you ready for the passcode?
Hold on, let me see, because it's being weird. And now it says the host has another meeting in progress. I mean, I have my phone, but I prefer not to use it.
Right, you're in here on your phone, but let me tell you the passcode if you need it. But you should be able to.
Okay.
How about, are you in Canvas right now, Bree?
I am, yeah.
On the left-hand side, can you click on the one that says class time? Try that.
On the left-hand side.
Yeah, on the left navigation bar,
Okay.
it says class
Let
time.
me
Try that one.
this way. Open a new tab. and do this.
I know, it's annoying, but it's just click.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, you're here. Yay. Okay, you're good to go. I don't know why that other one was not working. Okay, I want to make sure everyone's here. I mean, I checked you all in. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing people's names right. Is it Sunita? Is that right? Or do I say it different?
Yeah, you got it right. Sunita.
Sunita. Yay, Sunita. Okay, and Essie, is that how you say it? I don't know how to say it. E-S-E.
Essay.
Essay?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay, perfect. I don't want to say it wrong because I'll do it wrong like a million times and you'll be like, stop saying my name wrong. It's very annoying. It's like when people call me Roxana, I'm like, there's no A. Stop saying it. It doesn't say Roxana. So, okay. Betty, is your last name Trujillo?
Yes, you pronounced it right.
Okay, perfect. And Sydney, do you have a webcam? And Elena, do you have a webcam?
I did. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. And then I think I'm just missing one person. Okay. I think I got everybody is here. I'll be calling on you. You know, like, so I'll make sure I say your names right and things like that. I'm going to share just a little bit. Question?
Yes, sorry. You never called my name.
Oh, Evelyn, I wrote you down, I think. I'm
Okay,
almost
cool.
positive.
Awesome. I
Yes,
just wanted
you
to
did.
double check. Okay, cool.
I have everybody here, I think. But yes, Evelyn, I got you.
Okay, cool.
If I didn't say your name, it was just because I felt like I knew how to pronounce it. Maybe that was a lie. I don't know. Let's go again. I'll just make sure I go just across my screen. I have Emma, Jessica, Hannah Miles, I got it now. Alyssa, Karina, is it Karina? Is that right? Okay. Vanessa, Tyler, and is it Brianna? Okay, good. Amanda, McKenna, Madison, Sydney, Kelsey, Tristan, Hannah Lowe, Bethel, Sunita, Essay, Evelyn, Michaela, is that right? Michaela? Okay. Bree, Betty,
Yes.
and Elena. Yay! I'm so excited. I feel like that's so much success. Nobody gave me a party hat. Nobody can give me claps. Nobody can give me anything. Come on, people. Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you see your reactions button at the bottom of the screen? It says reactions, and there's like a little party hat, a little crying, laughing. I don't know why. That's the new word for it. It's called crafting. Oh, now I get my party hats. I feel better. So, you see your reaction button now. You have all these choices. You have clapping hands, you have thumbs up, you have a heart, you have the laughing, crying, you have this one. I don't know what that's for. Is it surprised? Is it I'm terrified? I don't know. I think it has many uses. That one doesn't mean I'm hungry, put food in my mouth. I don't know. Party hat, yes, no, and do you guys have a go faster, go slower button? Yeah, nice. I don't think you'll ever hit the go faster button, but you might, I don't know. If you do, that would be exciting. And you can also do raise hand. So, or you could literally just go like this, because I can see all of you. Just so you know. That's the other reason we have our cameras on. I know that for some of you, it's painful to have your camera on, right? It's painful for me too, but we got to do it. We mostly have to do it because I want you to do it. Because if I didn't get to see you, I don't get the same reactions from you, right? I became a teacher so I could stand in front of a class and we could live and breathe as a community. And live online, I just don't get that, especially when all your screens are blank, right? It's okay if you eat. It's lunchtime. We always, even when I'm in my face-to-face class, I had so many people bring their food to class because it's literally at noon, right? Like, what are you going to do? Like, people had stuff to do before, stuff to do after. So, and my only rule when we were face-to-face was it can't be too noisy because, oh, I don't really like to listen to people chew. And the other thing is it couldn't be super stinky, right? Because that's gross. Like, people would bring weird stuff to my class. Like, I don't know, tuna? No, that's not a thing. You don't bring that to class. So if you need to eat, that's totally fine. I get it. But we do need cameras on. If for some reason you have a crazy internet problem, like Alyssa's probably going to have with her people coming, then just tell me. I have to turn my camera off. Or if your internet's just going blah, 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 turn your camera off and it might help. Okay, but let me know in the chat. Okay, today we're going to do some getting to know you. We're going to start with I'm going to do some poll questions first, I think. Let's see. I'm going to launch a poll. They should come up on your screen. Try those. And you probably like, wait, she already asked us this on Canvas. It's okay. I'm asking you again. And I can see, I don't know what you guys see on your screen. I don't use the polls very much, but I can see like 21 of you have done it so far out of 23 of you, which is kind of nice that I can see that. Is there anyone who can't see the poll, can't find it? Okay. I think you guys all voted. I think it's just me because I was like, wait, 22 out of 23. I think I count as one. I'm not sure. I should. Oh no, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? It's a mystery. Okay, so I'm going to end that poll. Is everybody done? You good? And let's see if I can share the results. Okay, so can you see my screen? Is it saying sharing polling results? Yay. Okay, so what grade do you want to teach? Look at that. 59% of you want to teach kindergarten or first grade. Is that a shocker to me? No, it is not a shocker to me. Happens all the time. Here's the unfortunate news for you. there's not a lot of those jobs, right? Because everybody wants to be in those jobs, which means I'm not saying you can't be a kindergarten or first grade teacher, but I'm saying you do all this work and you think in your head, I don't need to know this math because I'm going to only teach kindergarten or first grade. And then you do your student teaching and then they go, we love, love, love you. And we want you to work at our school. And you're like, oh, I'm so excited. I love, love, love this school. And then they go, but we only have a fourth grade position open. And you go, you do this face, that scared face, but you take the job. And then you're like, oh, I should have paid more attention because now I actually am teaching fourth grade math and I need to know that. So be careful, right? Prep all grades because you need to be useful in all areas. Did anyone have trouble because they're going to do K-12 special ed when they were filling that out? Okay. One or two of you. Yeah. So that's okay. I don't know what grades you picked on there, but I could have made that an option. I just didn't. And then second and third grade was pretty high at 27%. Look how few of our students want to teach fourth through eighth grade. How sad is that? Guess where we need teachers? Fourth through eighth grade. So if you've never thought about it, you might want to consider one of your service learning rotations or something like that in those upper elementary grades. My sister didn't believe me. My sister was like, oh, I just like she was substitute teaching. She had a math degree. She's like, I just like subbing for the little kids. And I'm like, you are a nut. You need to come to the middle school. I was teaching middle school at the time. I'm like, do subbing in junior high and you'll love those kids. I promise you. Sure enough, she did. She ended up getting her teacher certification and teaching eighth grade because she loved, loved, loved those kids. Now, I'm not saying that's you. But I'm saying sometimes people think those kids are not the kids that they would connect to, but they really might be. I loved eighth grade. And the reason I loved eighth grade was because, first of all, they were old enough to get sarcasm. And I might just be a little sarcastic. And number two, they were still impressed that I could drive. And they couldn't. So between those two, it was a match made in heaven right there. So, but it is, for me, those are real formative years. I don't know if you remember yourself when you started junior high, you really didn't know who you were, right? Who were your friends? Your friends really started changing. Am I the band dork, right? Do I love art? Do I love, certain things? Like you were really trying to find yourself. By high school, you probably found it, right? By high school, you were like, yep, it's true. I am the band nerd, right? Or whatever it was. By the way, I was a band nerd, so I'm allowed to say that. So just to you fellow band nerds out there, that was me. My sisters and I were just on a hike yesterday. We were talking about marching band, reminiscing about the good old days. Yes, it's true. So I'm not trying to convince you to teach middle school. I'm just saying just don't discount that age group because a lot of parents start letting go at that age. Oh, my kid can stay at home by themselves. My kid can do this, and they really can't. The kids are really so young still, and they're still so formative. I had students, I taught in Scottsdale. My class didn't start till 9 a.m., right? School didn't start till 9 a.m., and it went till after 3 p.m. I had students at my door, at my classroom at 7 a.m. because their parents were already gone to work. And they didn't have anywhere to go. So they'd come chill in my room. And then after school, same thing. Parents weren't going to be home till 5:30. Kids stayed in my room till 5 o'clock. I'm like, you guys need to get out of here, man. Like, I need to get some work done. So then they became my helpers, right? They put up all my bulletin boards, right? They made copies for me. They cleaned things for me. I taught math and science. So there's plenty to clean all the time, right? So just that group is an amazing group. I love, love, love that 32% of you said math is your favorite subject. I don't know if you're trying to butter me up, but it's working. Love it. Science is also, math and science go hand in hand. English and social studies, great subjects. Here's the bad news. You have to teach all of those. Right? If you are teaching K-5, you're teaching all those babies. So I didn't say which was your least favorite, because then what I would say, guess what? You have to teach that one too. That was the other reason that I went to junior high. I don't want to teach English. I just don't want to. It was just not a passion of mine. And I thought, gosh, if I'm an elementary school teacher, I want every day to be a great day in every subject. I want to be that teacher that writes a great English lesson and a great social studies lesson and a great science lesson and a great math lesson. And then I thought, I'm not competent to do that. Something is going to fall by the wayside. And I think it's going to be English because I didn't want to teach that. So I decided that I should move up towards middle school, and I taught two things that I loved, math and science. So instead of doing 6 preps a day, I had to do 3 preps a day. So I cut my preps in half because I had to do math, algebra, and science. So I had to do those 3. But still, think about over a week how many fewer lessons I was writing. I'm not saying you can't do it. I think elementary school teachers are amazing, but I did not have that passion. So if you're worried about that, you might want to lean towards the upper elementary grades, especially because there are some schools, even as low as 4th grade or 5th grade, that do, like you have a subject specialist who teaches all the math or all the English. Maybe English is your passion, and that's what you want to teach. And you'll be like, I will be skipping math this week. Don't be an elementary school teacher if you're going to skip math for a week, right? Or any subject for that matter. I don't know what subject was the other. Does whoever put other want to tell us what their favorite subject was? Because I couldn't figure out when I was writing the poll what subject I was leaving out. Anyone?
I did other because I didn't really like any of the subjects. I just like being a TA. So
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Good. I just didn't want to be lacking something, right? If you said, "Ooh, it's really art," and I was like, "Oh, okay," so I would have put art there. Now, your confidence level in math, can you guys see that? So where it's like, do you think it's a shock that most people are 5s, 6s, or 7s? Yeah, people rank themselves kind of okay, right? 7 was the most popular, and no 10s. That's sad, right? But not very many 1s or 2s, right? So most of you ranked yourself, your confidence level in the middle, which is pretty good. But we usually have all those ends in our own classrooms, right? When you're going to be a teacher, you're going to have those 1s and those 10s in your classroom. The students that feel no confidence at all, and the students that do feel super confident. Now, mind you, did you notice that I called it math confidence? I didn't call it math ability, because those are not the same thing. I have often had students that are very, very, they lack confidence in mathematics, but they're actually very capable, right? And they can actually do math. They just don't have confidence that they can. I also have the other end of the spectrum where I have those that are like, yeah, I'm a 10, baby. I got this. And they're not. They are lacking some foundational skills, and they need to step it back a little and hold back on their confidence level. So if you're in the middle, that's awesome. If you were like, I wanted to put a 1, but I didn't put a 1, and I'm so happy someone else put a 1, that's fine. It's okay. You can be a 1, right? We just need to talk about why you're a 1 and why we need to change our confidence level. And it goes to some mindset things, right? Because I would bet that some of you that lack confidence just haven't been taught in the way that you learn, right? You were taught the way the teacher learned, and the teacher's way was the right way. Did anyone have that teacher? I had that teacher. And I'd be like, wait, but I got the right answer. And they would be like, but you didn't do it the way I need you to do it. And I was like, what? Why do I need to do it your way? Yeah, so I wasn't the most compliant student, let's just say that, right? So, okay, good. That was nice info for me on that. Now I'm going to share my screen. Maybe. I'm trying not to join with my iPad too, and you'll see for what reasons very soon. I'll explain them. All right. So we are here every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not Fridays. Fridays, you get to do all your work. I'm just kidding. You get to not come to class. So hopefully you know how to mute and unmute yourself. I know some of you might be new to Zoom. I picked Zoom. I know a lot of people at Maricopa use WebEx or maybe even Cranium. I use Zoom because I think it's very intuitive. And most K-12 schools are in Zoom right now. Some are in WebEx, but just not as much. And Zoom was made more for education than WebEx was. WebEx is really a business meeting tool, and I just like Zoom. So hopefully you don't hate it, but here we are in Zoom. This is what I want us to do today. Does everybody know what TSW means? Anyone not know?
I don't think I know. Maybe I should.
Good. No, you don't have to know. I'm glad you said that, Hannah, because I went through like a whole class, like literally like a month, and finally someone said, "What does TSW stand for?" And I was like, "Are you joking? Why did no one tell me that?" So it stands for the student will. So teachers, instead of writing TSW, instead of writing out the student will every single second, they just write TSW. So you'll see that in education. Education people love their acronyms, right? So, oh, okay. And so SWBAT is the student will be able to, right? So the student will be able to explain the course objectives and the layout of the course. The student will build community with fellow classmates, and the student will establish norms for the classroom. Funniest story for you educationally, I used to use a textbook that you had to buy. And the textbook that you had to buy didn't have objectives for each section in it. And it was an education textbook. All my math textbooks had it, but my education one did not. Very weird. So then they were trying to get me to keep using their textbook. So they said, "What can we do to improve our textbook?" And I said, "Well, first of all, you could put objectives in your lesson." And so they did. And then I said, "Oh yeah, too bad. I'm still going to the free resource." Sorry. So that was kind of mean of me, but I feel like I still improved their product. Okay. Who am I? I am Roxanne Klassen. I've been teaching 22 years. Yeah, crazy old. It's true. Yeah, it's true. I taught 8th grade math and science, and I also was a reading and math interventionist for K through 5th grade. So I do have some elementary school experience and not in math. So in reading specifically and math. I taught at the college level since 2001. So I've been at MCC a long time. I have a lot of connections to the K-12 community. I've worked on grants where I worked with in the classroom, and I really, really miss it right now while we can't be in the classroom. So I enjoy reading, playing board games, hanging out with family, organizing things, and hiking. Now, what's funny is those all sound like quarantine activities. And I wrote this pre-quarantine. So apparently I've been preparing for quarantine my whole life because these are the things I like to do. So I do have a very big family. This picture right here is just my side of the family, and there's way more of them now. This is a Thanksgiving photo. This is, I hiked to the Grand Canyon, rim to rim, I think 2 years ago now. I did south to north. This is me in the hat, well, this blue hat. And then my sister and her husband, and then my niece. We hiked, they go rim to rim to rim. Me, not so much. I just did rim to rim. That was enough for me. 12 hours of hiking in one day was plenty. So yeah. And I've been married 26 years, almost 27 years, and I have 4 kids. So my oldest is 21. He's a senior at Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. He leaves this Saturday for class. I have a 19-year-old sophomore in college at Santa Clara University in California, but he is in his bedroom doing class because they are not going back face to face. Then I have an 18-year-old girl who's a senior in high school, who's trying to navigate where she wants to go to college during this pandemic. Very fun. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, my 21-year-old turned 21 in quarantine. Super fun. He was supposed to be in Scotland on his study abroad, but I'll just say COVID, and he came home, right? So he turned 21 at my dining room table. So, and then I have a 17-year-old, no, he's 16. My youngest is only 16. He's not 17 till March. Don't rush it. And he thinks that online school is a waste of time. So there you go. So I have 17, 18, no, I have 16, 18, 19, 21. Crazy, right? So very busy. So that's a little bit about me. We're going to do a little bit about you a little bit later, but right now we're going to do a 3, 2, 1, go chat. And this is how we do it. So you open your chat window. You're going to get your answer to the question ready. You don't know the question yet. But the key to this is you're going to type your answer, but you're not going to hit enter until I say 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, you hit enter and you'll see your chat box go, blah, 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 everybody's answer. Yes, because you're going to chat to everyone. Everybody ready? Okay, here's your question. Would you rather be itchy or sticky for the rest of your life? Don't hit enter. Don't ruin it for us. Think about it first, right? Think about it first because you're going to answer and then I'm going to call on somebody and ask them why. So you can't just be like, I don't know, I panicked and just type to itchy. I don't want you to say that. I want you to have a reason for why you said it. Okay? So think about it. Okay, is everybody ready? We'll do it now. 3, 2, 1, go. See, it's pretty exciting. That's the most exciting thing that happens on Zoom right there. Just kidding. Okay. Look at everybody's answers. Let's tally those and see what we have. How many of each we have. Somebody counting them for me. I have 10 itchies, I think. And 12 stickies. Is that what you guys got? Okay, so that's okay. I love that, Jessica. I do that all the time. I do stupid stuff like that all the time. So if I say, oh, I'm going to send you guys all this, and then I privately message Jessica, Jessica should tell me because I don't notice that I did it until after the fact. Okay, so let's talk itchy. Who wants to tell me the reason why they picked itchy? And you can just unmute. Oh, I'm going to stop sharing. Hold on. So I can see all your faces. There we go.
I guess I can talk. So I chose itchy because, I mean, we live in Arizona, so it's really dry. But I noticed that whenever like I go to California, and you know how there's like so much humidity there, I just can't stand it. Like I want to just shower like every 5 minutes. So I guess that's why I picked itchy. And I mean, when you're itchy, you can just scratch. But yeah, that's my response.
I could kind of go with hers. I chose itchy, and I mostly chose it because being sticky is one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate being sticky, like my hands. Like when I eat candy, or candy canes are my least favorite candy because they make you so sticky. But that's mostly why I chose itchy.
I'm with Sydney. Being sticky is no bueno. I have 6 younger siblings. So like anytime I sit down at like the kitchen table and I'm like jam in my hand or like honey or like I sit like in something. So it's not my favorite feeling.
All I can think about is like you lay down to go to sleep at night and all of a sudden your skin just starts to itch and you're up all night scratching. Sometimes I like to like meditate before bed, and nothing's worse than having to like scratch my leg and like break my leg. calm body. So like that's what I thought. And I feel like being sticky, I mean, it depends on what kind of sticky. I mean, like if it's like humidity sticky, like someone else said, I can do that. But if it's like jam sticky, I don't think I'd be able to do that. That would be pretty bad. Both of those are pretty bad questions. I'd just like to say that.
I think I agree with her as well. Like, I don't think I could itch all day long if it's sticky. Like, I can go and turn on the AC and kind of cool down, take a shower. But itching all day long and like your sleep, you're just like probably going to dinner, you're just like itching. I don't think I could do that. So
Yeah, I'm right there with Bree. I don't think either choice is great, but if you've played Would You Rather, neither choice is usually very attractive, right? They're usually both bad. And I like to cheat the game and put all the disclaimers on there. I'm like, wait a minute, is my whole body sticky? Or is it just my right elbow that's sticky? Can I cover it up? Right? And is it itchy? Like if I take Benadryl, is itchy going to go away? Because maybe that's a strategy. Maybe I would just drink all the Benadryl all the time. I don't know. So I like Hannah saying sticky. I'd rather not have scabs and abrasions because when I'm itchy, I keep scratching. Me too. 100%. I will scratch it until then it bleeds. Yes, it. Bree, I appreciate you being itchy. I remember when my kids were in elementary school and I would volunteer at their schools and somebody would say lice. Oh, I would immediately start scratching my head and I was like, oh, I've got to get out of here. Like, it's the worst. Yeah, it's just like right now when anybody says anything about a COVID symptom, I have that symptom immediately, right? Oh, is it a sore throat? I think my throat's sore now, right? Is it a cough? Yeah, I just coughed, right? Oh, it's sneezing. I feel like I have to sneeze. So I might be a hypochondriac. So that's a whole separate issue. But so good. And you'll notice that it's kind of awkward to talk on Zoom, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know if you had any live online classes last semester, but I'm really good at waiting and being real quiet for long periods of time. So it's going to be super painful if you don't just jump in there. And I appreciate that some of you typed in the chat because there might be noise at your house, right? There might be something going on and you're like, oh, I can't unmute because, you know, one of my 6 siblings is going to say something, right? Or whatever. So, or my dog is going to bark. That's our classic, right? The dog's going to bark. That's always mine. So I appreciate that, but really jump in because I promise you, okay, this is a goofy question, right? Sticky or itchy has nothing to do with math or math education, but it is important that we dive into these conversations, even when they're kind of meaningless, because then we'll feel more comfortable when we're talking math and we might be a little unsure, right? So be bold, be brave. It's okay. I would much rather you make mistakes right here, right now, in front of me, before it's on your midterm or your final, and before it's in front of your 3rd grade class, right? Because they do not let things go very quickly. I will let it go very quickly. 3rd graders, oh, for Pete's sake, they are never going to let you live it down. Let me tell you, it's true. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you a hilarious story, but not right now because it's not one of my shining star moments, let me tell you, about my first year teaching, like week 2. Yes, lots of crying occurred, but it's okay. Okay, we're going to do another 3, 2, 1, go chat, but this one's going to be a little bit different. This one is going to be, you're going to privately chat to me. So does everybody know how to do that? So when you go to your chat box, there's a little down arrow triangle. Find me. My name's Roxanne Klassen. just in case you're wondering. And you're going to answer this question, but you're not going to hit enter until I say go. Okay. And this might be the same question I asked you on the email, but I can't really remember. So it's okay. It's all good if it is. The question is, what is the one word you think of when I say fractions? Fractions. So, and it's only one word. Okay. One word, and you're privately chatting me. One word you think of when I say fractions. Don't hit enter yet. Okay. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. It's fun to hear all of your words. What's nice about this is you still could say things and I can repeat them, but you don't know who said what, which is kind of the benefit, right, of privately chatting me. So denominators, part, headache, suck, divide. Okay, this is not one word, number over another number. That's not one word, just FYI. Equations, pi, and is that PI or PIE? Because I like both of them, just FYI. All right, no, I just like that one. No, it's not gonna happen. Magic, ooh, we're gonna talk about math magic in this class. Numerator, whole, annoying, decimal, defeated, complicated, interesting, equations, numerator. Oh, I have another resounding no. There you go. Decimal, stressful. So doing a little activity like that when you start a unit, let's say you're going to teach 3rd grade, right? Kids have heard of fractions by 3rd grade, right? So by 3rd grade, you do an activity like this and you see what words that they say, you're going to know what they're thinking, right? And by the way, in 3rd grade, when they say suck, that might be a side conversation to have. And but you'll really know. You'll have a kid who's like, interesting, and you're like, oh, that kid, what is the mindset behind that kid? What is that kid's experiences that they find fractions interesting and someone else finds it defeated, right? Or stressful. So the way we think about math makes a huge difference. And by the way, I just wanted to show you how you can privately chat me, because if there's something you want to send just to me, you can do that. And by the way, you can privately chat each other and I don't really know it. I mean, I do later because it does give me the full transcript, but so be warned. My kids didn't realize that. I was warning my own children who are in their Zoom classes. I was like, your teacher gets the transcripts of everything. And they're like, so that's when they just decided to do a group chat on this instead of, my kids, right? I know you're shocked. Okay. The next thing I want to do real quick is, and we're going to do a lot of fractions, by the way, in case you were one of those who was a little less than positive. Pretty much from after spring break, almost till the end, pretty much till the end, we'll be in fraction town. Oh, it's going to be so fun. But here's the good news. You're going to see fractions in a whole different way, right? Some of you have seen this way, but not very many of you. And I think you need something, right? So the good news, Karina, I appreciate that face. The good news is what we do this first part of the semester will build your foundational skills so fractions will become easier, okay? But you have to build those skills first. And then fractions, and you have to keep that growth mindset and go, I can do fractions, right? I just can't do them yet, right? And we'll get there, I promise you. But if you deepen your fractional mathematical understanding, all these pieces that you thought were separate are going to come together. I promise you, they will. And you'll be like, oh, that's awesome. I've had so many students after this class tell me, boy, I think I like fractions better than decimals now. And I know some of your faces are like, she's so full of crap. That's a lie. Nobody ever said that to her. I can see your faces. It's true. I promise you. Some people are like, yeah, I didn't really understand them. That's why I never used them. but now that I understand them, they're actually very sensible. So that's good. Okay, we're gonna do our emojis, which we've already been practicing, so that's good. Let me share my screen one more time. Sorry. This is not how it's gonna be every day, me sharing my screen the whole time. You guys are gonna be doing a lot more work than me. It's just day one, so bear with me. Okay. I don't know why it didn't go back. Can you see my screen? There we go. Okay, so I want you to do emoji reaction. So you're going to give me a thumbs up if you already know where you're transferring. So where are you finishing your elementary education degree, right? You don't have to tell me where, right? You don't have to tell me where, but do you know where or do you not know? If you don't know, give me this one. That scared one. Go ahead in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. I'm seeing a few, I don't know. Okay, did everybody find those buttons? Sometimes they disappear on your screen.
So for me, I only have the clap and the thumbs up emoji. I don't got any other emojis, but besides
So
those two.
two things might be occurring. One, they're hidden. Like if you click the reactions and then you click more, sometimes they magically appear. And then the other thing is sometimes your Zoom just needs to be updated, but don't do it right now because then you'll get lost in Zoom town. So do that later. Check for Zoom updates after class. Okay, so one of those two things, and then we'll check tomorrow, Bethel, and you can let me know. Okay, anyone else having that problem? Kelsey, same thing, Kelsey, okay? So just check it out, let me know. We'll work our way through it. Okay, so if you know where you're transferring, some of you might be transferring to ASU, some of you might be going to GCU, some of you might be going to U of A, some of you might be going to NAU. Is there anyone who's going out of state or somewhere I didn't list? They already know it. Because I have had a couple BYUs before. No, I named them all. Good. Okay, if you're debating, if you still don't know, you're like, I don't know, maybe ASU, maybe GCU, maybe NAU, I don't know. Start talking to people about it right now so you know, right? So you can start getting, if you're going to ASU, you can get your map, right? Already handled, so you know when you can transfer, what your specialty is, all of this, so you can map out everything. And it also affects your tuition and scholarship. So think about that. If you're going to NAU, same thing. NAU, get on track because their cohorts only start on certain times, and you'll want to make sure you're on track to start your cohort when you need it, right? Or you plan accordingly, because it sucks to be the semester before and they go, nope, you have to wait till fall. And you're like, what? So yeah, think about that and start thinking about scholarships, financial aid. I had a student in my last class that just got the 2 scholarships. They got the NAU Teach, no, not NAU Teach, sorry, because they're ASU. They got the, what's it called? Arizona Teachers Academy. So they had full tuition. And they also got another scholarship that was going to cover a bunch of books and all kinds of fees. So yeah, look into those things now. Talk to each other. You're all going to the same places, right? So you might say, oh, why did you choose ASU instead of NAU? I'm an NAU alum, by the way. Not that I'm trying to pressure you to go there. I did go for my undergrad at NAU, and it was not in education. And I was in Flagstaff, and my degree was in math. So, but, and I know lots of people who go to ASU, and like I said, I know people go to BYU, GCU, U of A, everywhere. So just be careful. Is anyone a U of A here? No one's U of A? Okay, just checking. Just because they're a very particular program, so you need to make sure you talk to them right away. Okay, and the biggest differences I see between ASU and NAU is 1 semester versus 2 semesters of student teaching, right? So NAU only does 1 semester, ASU does 2 semesters. So both outstanding programs, so no worries there. Okay, good. And we do have reps from all of those campuses that are on our campus, but right now everything is virtual. Okay, here's our goals. We're going to focus on understanding concepts and procedures using strategies and different types of reasoning. and we're going to work on developing our mathematical dispositions, right? Make sure we have an open mind when it comes to math. We will talk a lot about math. Sense making is important, but it's hard work. We're going to work together as a community to build mathematical proficiency and understanding so that we have the mathematical knowledge needed for teaching. Okay, that's our goal. Sound like good goals? Anyone opposed? I mean, you don't really have a choice, but I'm just wondering if anyone's so bold. Okay. So our classroom norms, since we're going to discuss a lot, we have to talk about how we're going to do it. Normally in a face-to-face class, it's very easy, right? Instead of looking at me, you're looking at each other. This is a little odd. Just know that when we're live online, you're not just talking to me, you're talking to everyone in your class. And also try to use each other's names. So we're going to practice our mathematical practices that we'll talk about tomorrow. And like, let's say Emma says something and Alyssa's like, oh my gosh, she said exactly what I was thinking, but I have just a little bit more of a piece of the information. So Alyssa says, I agree with Emma. And we kind of practiced that already with our sticky itchy, right? But it was a little painful, even though it wasn't mathy. So we have to get better at that. Feel free to ask each other questions or repeat what they just said. I don't know if this happens to you online, but let's just say I'm trying to pay attention and Jessica is explaining something and I missed the last 3 words she said. Should I just pretend I heard them? Or should I say, Jessica, can you repeat that? Or somebody else can repeat it. Jessica's like, I forgot. I don't even remember what I just said. And Kelsey goes, oh, I remember, because it made sense to me, right? And explains it. We need to do a lot of that. Speak loud enough. I know right now some of you might have something going on at your house other than class. And you're like, I can't even talk that loud. So if you let us know that there's noise in your room or whatever, you can type in the chat and we can read it for you. That's not a big deal, okay? Be patient when someone's responding. This might be my downfall right here. They're still processing. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know. And then I finish it for them. Don't do that. Let them finish. Especially, believe it or not, in our class and in your elementary school classroom, they might be processing something in another language, right? English might not be everybody's first language. And there's a lot of translation that goes back and forth. Sometimes, even though English was my first language, there's just some processing time that needs to happen, right? I'm just translating, I don't know, my brain waves into English. So just be patient with each other. If you understand the material, think about how it might help someone else who does not. That's actually going to be your job as a teacher, right? So if you notice someone struggling and you think you can help them, reach out. Don't be sitting there like, I cannot believe they still don't understand this. I'm just going to work on my homework over here. I'm going to go to the kitchen, make a sandwich, whatever. You know, try to help each other. We're a community of learners, and that's actually practicing your career choice, right? Helping others. Okay. We're going to work in teams. I know you're excited. Some of you are like, wait, is she joking? Because I hate group work, right? Guess who hates group work? Right here, baby. Hated group work. I was like, wait, do I even need to come to class? Can I just do the assignments and move on? I promise you, in today's day and age, this teamwork is it's very beneficial. But you do have to remember that everybody works at a different pace. Be respectful of giving each other time. So if you're in a breakout room and there's 4 of you and 2 of you are done and the other 2 aren't done, don't rush them through it. Be patient, right? Wait for them. Again, give them processing time, but then be ready to ask them questions. Okay. I'm really trying to be careful online. It's very hard. I have to use a timer. Everybody should have 1 minute of think time before you start your talking. So 1 minute silent think time. Yeah. I know some people say they think out loud. That's not helpful, right? Don't think out loud. Think out loud is called talking. So just think silently. If you need to write while you think, you can, right? Okay, ask each other questions, but don't ask them, how'd you solve it? Or what's the answer? Is that tough? What's your first question to people usually in a math class?
Well, I like to ask people what's the answer just to double check to verify. I also got the correct answer.
Yes, I agree. It's really hard not to go, what'd you get? That's what your students will do, right? What'd you get? What'd you get? Just to verify that I'm not crazy. I know how to do the math, right? But try not to do that, you know, so, and be careful. And try to make sure everybody on your team understands. Sometimes that's hard, right? Because you've explained it a couple times and your teammates have too, and you just have a person that's just not quite getting it. All you need to do is call me in, right? Call me in and I'll try to help explain it in a different way, or we'll pull back to the whole group because we're going to reach every person. We will. So what does talking about look like in mathematics? I'm not going to show you this video. Maybe I'll send it to you, but we've practiced it a little and you'll get a good idea of what talking about it does. I'm going to have us work in breakout rooms a lot. Has anybody worked in breakout rooms already? Okay. The only thing that I find annoying about breakout rooms is sometimes you lose connection when you're going to your breakout room or coming back from your breakout room. So if that happens, just be patient. I'll try not to keep pulling you in and out and in and out and in and out, right? So what I'll try to do is put you in a breakout room for a significant amount of time, let you work, and then we'll share out in different ways, okay? So how you share things in a breakout room, this is what it'll look like. It'll say you've been assigned to a breakout room, and then you'll join your breakout room. It'll pop up on your screen, right? There's whiteboards available to you. You could share a Google Doc, right, on the screen so everybody can see. We're going to work on something called Google Jamboard. You actually have an assignment tonight on Google Jamboard. Have you seen it? Alyssa, that was my favorite reaction right there. People don't think I'm paying attention to their faces, but I really am. I love it. So Alyssa was like, wait, did you
I thought I
say
looked at
assignment
everything
tonight?
because I try to be ahead and I was like, wait, I didn't see that yet.
I think it says tonight. I think it's your assignment on math practices. Does anyone get in there yet? Does that seem familiar? Emma, yes? We'll look at Canvas in just a minute. Okay. We'll look at Canvas right now because then I just have one little last activity for you. So let me go to our Canvas course because that might help everyone today, right? Anyone opposed to looking at our Canvas course? I can't see you for a minute. Oh, I'm going to show you this first. Okay. Okay. Right now I'm in my Canvas. You don't have 3 math classes, but I have 3 math classes here. But what I wanted to show you first, in case you're wondering, you have the ability to change what's on your dashboard. Like if you have previous classes that are still showing up there, do any of you have that? You have previous classes that are on your dashboard that you want to get rid of. So if you wanted to, you can do that. You just click on courses and all courses, and then anything you put a star by appears on your dashboard. Anything you remove a star from will not appear on your dashboard, just so you know. The other thing you can do on your dashboard, as far as I know, tell me if I'm wrong, you can change what color is there for each one of these. So if if 2 of your teachers color coded them the same and you can't handle that, you can change that color coding, okay? The reason, I know, Sydney's like, I have taken a class before, how come nobody tells me these things? Guess how I found that out? Clicking the button. Nobody told me either. It was irritating. So now I know, and I need to share that info with the world. Here's the other, Sydney, you're gonna love this one. Maybe you already know this one, I don't know. Click on calendar. Does anyone use this link, calendar, over here on the far left? Anyone ever clicked on this? Okay, somebody says yes. I don't know, my computer's just decided to be slower than molasses right now. Okay, so how many of you use the to-do list on Canvas? Yeah, anyone ever had the to-do list lie to you? Yeah, hate the to-do list. I think it should be eliminated from my life, but it's not. Here's how I use this. So over here on your calendar, you can choose which calendars to view. I have all 3 of my classes clicked, but let's just say I just wanted you guys clicked. I only want to look at 256 because my head's going to explode with everybody on there. I can look at all my courses. I can scroll down and I can say, oh, this is going to be a heavy day. I better get some assignments done early. So this is very nice. But I can also unclick, and you can do this every time you go into your calendar. I'm just going to do 256. Okay, that's you guys right here. And apparently you're blue. So this is the assignment I was talking about, the video on mathematical practices. Okay, this is due tonight. Now, you probably had to do some stuff before you got there, right? Am I right? Okay, so, but Sydney, did you already know this was here? Oh, I know, it's so nice. This is also the place you're gonna sign up for your midterm exam and your final exam. So this is a good place. Here's what else is cool. You can click right on the assignment. It brings up the assignment directions right there. I know, it's heaven. Now, I can go into my class if I want to, right? I can go in there. I don't know why my screen is like shaking like crazy. It's a little irritating. See, I can go into it right from there, or I can just preview it in that window, but it's very nice. I appreciate this. Oh, look, somebody already submitted. I don't know who it was. We won't call them out on it, but I'm excited somebody submitted. So this calendar is very, very, very helpful. I don't know what is going on with my computer right now. I'm just trying to view my chat, people. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, I'm ready.
In my Canvas modules, all the assignments are grayed out, so I can't access any of them. Am I supposed to be able to?
I'm so happy you said that, Hannah. I'm going to show you what's happening. So I'm going to click on these on student view because this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to go to the home page because that's where we are to start. This is what it looks like when you first get into my class, right? And this is my virtual classroom. So you can click on course announcements. You can class here. You can click on office hours. Here's the tutoring center. Here's our class recordings. Here's our textbook, our interactive notebook, all those things, virtual manipulatives. And then to get started, you have to click here. So if you click there, the first thing it's going to do is bring up this. Now, if you do not go through every page like this, all the way down to the bottom and view each page, it's going to say your assignments are locked. And I can show you what I mean. Mine's probably unlocked because I've already done this in student view. You have to put, did I make it so you had to participate here? Let's check. I'm going to reset my student view. And I'm going to start here. You'll see what happens because now it doesn't think I did anything yet. So I click next, I scroll down, I click next, I scroll down. I'm reading all of this, of course, right? You're not just scrolling down through them. I don't know. I can't remember if I made you submit or not. So here's my first assignment. And I have to do this Google form. Can you guys hear me? Are we all here? I feel like everybody disappeared. So okay. Okay, good. And you're going to fill out this Google form. When you finish filling out this Google form, this is the only thing that's annoying about Google Forms. You hit submit and then it doesn't go off your to-do list. I have to take it off your to-do list. Then you click next. I'm just walking you through it. And then here's the syllabus quiz. So you can read the syllabus, take the quiz. And then I go next and it says, do you see what it says right here? It says the assignment is part of the getting started module and hasn't been unlocked yet. I have to get a 32 on this quiz and I have to view the reply to your instructor's email page. If I haven't done that, I can't go on. So I have to go back and take the quiz before it will unlock. So whether or not you've read it, it tells you what you haven't done yet. And you need to go back and do them and before you can access them. Does that make sense? Jessica, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Hannah, does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. I never had a class set up like that, so lost.
That's because I'm mean. No, it's
So
because
mean.
what I noticed was that students weren't reading. I put all this material up and students are just going straight to the assignments. And I'm like, then they send me 50 questions about the assignment that I answered in all those previous pages that I worked so hard on. So I'm like, oh, how can I make them look at them? This is how I can make them look at them. So, and each week there are 2 assignments that you, first of all, you have to view every page in the module or it won't unlock for you. But it tells you what's not unlocked. Whether or not you choose to read that page is part of the question. But there's 2 assignments you have to do each week. One is you have to take the weekly quiz. You can take it as many times as you want. And then the second thing is you have to submit your notes for the week. If you don't do those 2 things, the next week's not going to open for you. And then you'll get really behind really quickly. So you need to make sure you follow it and you go through every single item. Now, one of my students last semester told me that a really nice thing was to take the quiz at the very beginning of the week, like a pre-test. Take the quiz first so they knew what they didn't know. And then they went through all the assignments for the week. And then, because you can take the quiz for the week as many times as you want, right? And then they took the quiz again until they got 100%. And that was a good way of knowing, did I learn through the week? And that person just, by the way, got a super A in my class. So when they told me that, and that was not my suggestion. I didn't even think of that. So that was their suggestion. I was like, that's a great suggestion. I'm going to pass that on. So anyone else have questions about Canvas and navigating? Vanessa, I'm ready.
I not about Canvas in specific, but so I seen the interactive journal or journals for our notes.
Yeah.
So are you going to be talking about that, or do we just go based off of what you have published?
No, we're going to talk about that. I'm pretty sure that's tomorrow. So you can go off what I published so far, and then we talk about it in class tomorrow. And if you click around in my interactive classroom, let me share again so you can see it. Then you can see some examples of it. Oh, by the way, has anyone used OneNote before? If you click on Class Notebook, it won't let me sign in through this, but if you log into that OneNote, that will be very helpful. Here's my interactive notebook right here. And so here's a sample paper notebook. If you click on that, it'll just be the very beginning. Oh, maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be all of it for a little bit. So you can see what my interactive notebook looks like on paper. And then you can also see what it looks like in digital form, because I know some of you don't have access to printers or things like that. So I made it, you can make it either one. So here's my interactive notebook in digital form. Does that help? Is anyone crying right now? No. Are you a little overwhelmed? Is that a little much? Has anyone seen an interactive notebook before in real life? Okay, by the way, they're usually laying right here. Here's one. So I just got a composition notebook. Some people really like paper. I don't know. So, and you can just see, like, there's my first page. Oh, sorry, it's really dark. There's my first page, my table of concepts, but then I'll show you like some fun foldables, you know, just all these different, and this is what I have pictures of when it says sample paper notebook. That's what this is. I literally just took pictures of it. And then my electronic version, I did that last semester because of COVID and so many people didn't have access to printers. It was easier for them to store them electronically, right? So it's kind of your thing, you know, whatever. Has anyone had Beth Alton for a class yet? Okay, she does interactive notebooks, right? So her notebooks are very particular, right? She's the one who introduced me to notebooks. She likes them just so, like your notebook and her notebook should be the same. Not me. I want it to be your notebook. I'm not knocking Beth. I love Beth. So, but the idea behind my math notebook is we might not struggle at the same things, right? So your notebook needs to be customized to you. You might need 5 pages on something where I only needed 1 page on something. So I'm not going to judge you if you have 5 pages. Go ahead, have 5 pages, right? Whatever works for you. Does that help a little bit, Vanessa?
I have a question.
Yes, thank you.
For interactive notebooks, is this where we're just going to be putting all of our notes and everything, even when we're working out problems and stuff, just everything? Okay, just our notebook. Okay.
Yep. And I'll tell you the story behind my interactive notebook is my daughter transitioned from a K-5 school and then she went to a different school in 6th grade, right? And when she started in 6th grade, they had review assignments at the start of 6th grade, right? It was all fraction review. And I was in the middle of doing something and she came down and she said, "Can you help me with my math?" And I said, "Actually, I can't right now. You have to give me 15 minutes and then I can help you." And she, of course, like rolled her eyes, left the room, right? Was like, I thought you were a math teacher. I thought you were going to help me. Guess not. Left, right? Went up in her room. Like 20 minutes later, I went up and I said, "Hey, do you still have a question?" And she said, "Nope, I figured it out." And I'm like, "Well, back it up. Tell me how you figured it out." And she said, "I couldn't remember some of the rules for fractions. Like, when did I need a common denominator? When did I not need a common denominator?" And I said, "Okay, so how'd you figure it out?" Thinking she was going to say, whatever. I looked up on the computer, I called a friend, whatever. And she pulled out this notebook and she said, "I found my notebook from 5th grade, which was just the year before, right? So it was just the end of some." And she said, "And I just looked up in my table of concepts that said fraction operations and I found all of my," and I was like, "What the heck?" That is an amazing tool. And if a 6th grader is smart enough to think of keeping something like this and using it as a resource, it's something I need to look into. And then I looked into it and Beth was using them. And so Beth trained me on it and I went to some other trainings. And so I definitely buy into interactive notebooks. So that's my interactive notebook story. Nice. Okay, so we'll go into more detail about that tomorrow, but don't forget to do your assignment that's tonight. So some of you got to buzz through that getting started module, right? I mean, thoroughly read and carefully answer. Just get to where you can get to your assignment. You can always look back at those things. Okay, yay! See, Bree believes in the notebooks as well. Okay, we're just gonna do a real quick activity or not because it won't let me share my screen anymore. Am I already sharing my screen? This is a dream. Okay, didn't think so. Okay, I'm ready now. I do need to do a tiny bit of mathy for just a minute. I know it's traumatizing. I know you probably have a million more questions, but I promise you if you go through the getting started module, it will help you. And you can always email me. I'm happy to answer, but I do have to do a little bit of math. Okay, so I want you to look at this. This is an activity in a classroom. We would call it 4 corners, and I would designate each corner of the room one of these numbers: 9, 16, 25, 43. I want you to just think for a minute about which number does not belong to the group, but I want you to have mathematical justification for your selection. Okay, I probably won't even put us in breakout rooms. We'll just talk about it. We'll practice breakout rooms tomorrow. So I'm just going to give you 1 minute of think time right now of which number you think does not belong and your mathematical justification for it. Okay, so I'm really timing a minute and I'm going to be quiet. All right. So here's the part where I get to be quiet again. Okay, but what I will kind of start you off. So, is there anyone that picked 9 as the one that didn't belong? Is there anyone who picked 9 as the one that did not belong? I love how Madison's like, I do not want to raise my hand. I do not want to raise my hand. I do not want to raise my hand. It's okay. Okay, Madison, just start us off. Why did you pick 9 as the one that didn't belong?
So I picked 9. So I was thinking of, I was like, are any of these like divisible by the same number? And I was like, no. And then I went to multiplication. I'm like, they're multiples. And I'm like, no. So then I was like, what could it be? So then like, weirdly, my brain just started adding the 2 digits together. Like, so 9 is just 9, but 1 plus 6 is 7. And then 25, 2 plus 5 is 7. And then 43, 4 plus 3 is 7. So all of those digits, the individual digits add up to the same number, and 9 is by itself. So that's why I said 9 doesn't fit in with the other 3.
I'm so happy I called on you first, Madison. Now, anybody respond to Madison, and then you can move on to whichever number you said did not belong. Or if you picked 9, you might have a different reason. Go for it.
I picked, can you guys hear me? Okay, thank you. I picked 43 because the reason why I picked is because I know it's 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, and 5 times 5 is 25. So they were I was able to multiply them by the same digit. So that's why I picked that 43 wouldn't be included in it.
I picked 43 too because 9 plus 16 is 25, and 25 minus 9 is 16.
I didn't think that far.
I also picked 43, but I picked it because it was prime and the other numbers were composite.
What do you mean by prime? I saw some heads shaking. Anyone can answer. What do you mean by prime?
Well, a prime number is a number that can be multiplied by just 1 in itself, and composite is it can be multiplied by other numbers. So 9 can be multiplied by 1 times 9, or 3 times 3, 16 is 1 in 16, and then 4 and 4, 25 is 1 in 25, and then 5 and 5. And I couldn't find any numbers for 43, so I thought it was just 1 in 43.
I was thinking 16 is an even number, and then 9, 25, and 43 are all odd numbers, but I also found the perfect squares for 9, 16, and 25.
I agree. I was thinking the same thing. I couldn't really figure out like another way to like difference them. So I was like, okay, 16 is even and the rest of them are odds.
Excellent. So my favorite thing about this activity is, do you notice how like some of your eyes, when Madison first said it, you were like, I didn't even see that, right? And then some of you, when other people were giving their rules, like some of you were like, oh yeah, I picked 43 too, but for a different reason, right? So interesting. Did anyone pick 25 as the one that does not belong? Just curious. I have had students pick 25 before, and their reasoning has just been, it's the only one that's a multiple of 5, which is fine. It's the only one that's divisible by 5. That's fine, mathematical justification. So what I love about this activity is the key to this game is you can make a justification for each one being the one that doesn't belong. And that's the best part. Because what this teaches students, as well as you as college students, is it's not always about the answer. The justification you have for your answer is as important as how you got your answer, right? Or what your answer is. Because in this case, all those justifications were right. My only question was which one doesn't belong. So, and if you thought I was the teacher that says the correct answer doesn't matter, that's not what I said. The correct answer does matter, but it's also important to teach your students how to justify their reasoning. And this is a great activity for it. We'll do some more of these. They're fascinating. There's a whole of these. Some are graphs, some are shapes, some are numbers. It's phenomenal. Okay, the last thing I just want to remind you, so you're going to log into Canvas, you're going to go through your getting started, you're going to watch the video on math practices, you're going to complete that assignment, make sure it's submitted before 11:59, and then you're going to read your syllabus, do your syllabus quiz, get materials for the course. 4, 5, and 6 are due today. 1 through 3 are due today. And you have an exit ticket. It shouldn't be very hard. It should be very easy. You should be able to use that QR code that's right there on the screen, or I will put the link in the chat if I can get it very quick. Sorry, I'm so slow. I had up and then somebody closed it. I don't know who would the somebody be. It would just be me. I'm the only one. So, and then once you finish that, you can leave. And thank you for being here, being on time, participating, even though it's a little bit painful. I get it, but great first day. I'm really trying to get that link in the chat, sorry. And if you have to go because you have another class at 1:30, just try to make sure you copy this link. And I don't know what I am doing. I just went into the wrong thing to get the exit ticket. And that will get you, you can do it later if you need to, but this is another way I take attendance. So thank you. If you have any questions, go ahead and stay on. If you need to go, I totally get it. If you missed the exit ticket, just email me. It is in our notebook already. I'm pretty sure I have these links already in our notebook, in our OneNote.
I have a quick question for you.
I'm ready.
When you were talking about the interactive notebook, I'm not sure if you answered the question or not, but is it something that we would have to do online, or are we able to use our own notebook to do that? And then
You can do it whichever way is easier for you. You can do it in your own notebook. You just need to have a scanning app. So you know, like on your phone, pictures of all the pages and put them in a PDF, or you can do it electronically. I don't care at all.
okay. And then, because I was kind of looking over, is it like a specific way you're gonna show us how you want it to be done? How you were explaining earlier to the student? Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go over tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you had answered the question or not. Thank you.
No, you're perfect. You're perfect. Thanks for asking.
Do you want me to include that the main homepage wasn't loading Zoom in the?
Yes, please, just so I pay attention, so I check it.
Okay.
I got 10.
All right, have a good rest of your day.
Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
I just have one quick thing.
Yeah, Tristan, I'm here. You're good.
I'm pretty sure. So I had the same problem with the link, and when I went to join the one that's on your little digital classroom, it said fall 2020, but when I went on the other one that's on the left-hand side, it said spring. So
thank you so much for telling me that. So then I know how to fix it. I will do that right now. So, and that was, you were clicking on the virtual classroom one, right?
Yeah, that one said fall.
Perfect. I will fix that. Thank you for telling me.
I just had a quick question. I feel like sometimes it's hard to look through all of the assignments sometimes with classes. So is the best way to go through yours is just to click the get started button, right?
Yeah, I think that's the easiest way. Once you get through the getting started module, you can use the modules tab on the left. So each week will be a module. And then if you just click on the first item in the module, then you can just use the next button at the bottom. And that next button at the bottom will ensure that you've seen every assignment and that you know what's due. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Anyone else have a question? I'm just making sure I don't forget to change that link.
Okay, I have a question, and I was saving it till the end of class because I feel like it's my mistake, but not. Math 25/7, then the one that's supposed to continue after spring break.
Yeah.
I've tried my hardest. I cannot currently get the class because it says I can't even pay until I have the prerequisites for this. So
Yeah, that's not uncommon. So have you been in contact with Julie Garner at all?
no, I was after this class going to talk to Julie Gardner and the enrollment office just to see if I can get a hold on the class.
Yeah. Julie will put you in it. She should be able to just put you in.
Okay. So I'll
Yeah.
send her an email after this class.
Perfect. And let me know if you have any trouble, but I will definitely reserve a seat for you, Elena. No worry.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yes. See you later.
Hi. I kind of have a question.